Yes. 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 Yikes. I'm not sure if I did the right thing or not. I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do next time that happens. Wow, right as everybody got here. Sassy, don't even try it. Yeah, my... Dude, what the hell are you talking about? Now everybody's up. Good morning, Master Payne. Dude, every time Alex comes on, Alex Moncher, Alex Muncher comes on, I end up turning this thing off. Now I'm really not sure. I might be in trouble with the lady. Dude, everybody just turned on right as my daughter woke up, and then apparently I have to learn how to deal with that. And next time I'm probably gonna find out that I because I did both wrong things. Because I sent her to bed with my lady, with Miss Kennedy, and then I turned this off at the same time instead of putting her to bed and staying on. And I should have turned it off and not put her to bed, because now Miss Kennedy is going to be like, what the hell, I was trying to sleep. So that's a little awkward. I might get in trouble for this one. We're about to find out. We're going to find out, and I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you later if I did the right thing or not. I am so anxious right now. We got all the sweat in the world. And now we're going to find out. Because Jason was here, Alex was here. Just on time. Everybody woke up at the same time today, apparently. Who knew? But this is apparently how we learn. We're gonna find out. I promise you. This is how we learn, and I'm gonna keep saying that right now because I'm in fight or flight mode now. I always thought my daughter would never wake up this early. I gotta figure out how to put a band on this thing, bands for this slingshot, because it's making me anxious to figure out how to do that. Anyways, I don't even know how loud I can talk now, cause I got a baby and a wife in the other room, and they're like, you know, they can probably hear me right now. So excuse me. Dude, also, shout out to Alex, who every time he gets to a stream, I just turn it off. And it's like, what the hell? He even said it this time. He was like, what the fuck? Okay, we're gonna figure out if I can properly put bands on this slingshot and have it work out right. And then we're going to find out if I'm even allowed to send my daughter to bed with my wife when this happens, because I might find out that what I was supposed to do is take care of it myself and be there for my daughter. That might be what I'm supposed to do, is just be there for her. So this is awkward. Pray for me. Pray that I'm not in trouble today, because we're going to find out. We're going to find out all together if this is even okay to be doing right now. Is it okay if I speak softly? Can I do that? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear me at this level. Master Payne, you're the only one. You're always there on the second ones, too. It's really quite genius of you. Because literally, it just happened. That was like my worst nightmare. Daughter comes out, sees me poking. I'm supposed to put this stuff away when that happens, but instead I was like, here, sweetie, look, I'm poking, but let me turn the stream off. right as my crew shows up. Anyways, try not to linger on it. Thanks, dog. I'll try not to make it the whole thing, because I'm going to find out if I have to linger on it later. If that was okay. Because I was just like, go cuddle with Miss Kennedy. We'll see. I might find out that that was the last thing I should have done. And that I should have just... Because, you know, I mean, no offense, Master Pain, but I stream for you all the time. I already ruined it for Jason and Alex. I might as well have just followed through on the ruining it part. Okay, but I'm going to try to put some bands on this thing now. So I'm going to have it go around, and then there's going to be a little holder down here, and that's going to be, you know, where the ammo goes. Whew, what a situation. That is not fun. But hopefully it'll be okay that I did it this way, because this tattoo is for Miss Kennedy. Because we did a lot of meeting in the slingshot videos. I was doing these videos where I was like, had a camera attached to my face, and then I would walk around with a slingshot and shoot balloons. And then try to pass it off as, look at this balloon, this very realistic balloon popping video game. And she was there for all of it, telling me this is cute, when it really was super embarrassing. Okay, and then the band is going to come off here too. Pretty sure that's what it looks like for a slingshot. We'll find out. Deep breaths. I'm so amped up right now, and then I have to keep it down because of that whole situation. That is not the situation you want to be in. I hope nobody's traumatized. That's what you get. You gotta learn. You gotta find out what happens when your daughter wakes up in the middle of a stream, and then you're like, you shouldn't see me doing this. And then she can probably even hear me right. She can probably hear me right now talking about it. And I'm just like, it's fine. Just keep going, I guess. Just keep poking. I don't even know if this is going to look like a slingshot now. Now that I'm doing it. It looks kind of like a slingshot. But that's kind of the point of these pokes, is that they kind of look like what they're supposed to look like. Okay, so the string's going to go down there. And then it's going to come up and around. Yeah, that actually does look like a slingshot. I stand by that. And then we'll just make a little cup. A little circle pouch thing for the ammo to go in. Very simple. Very straightforward. Okay, I'm just gonna have to get over what just happened. That's literally just gonna have to be something I get over. Not fun. Apparently she was having a nightmare. And then I'm like, I'm gonna say I messed up. Okay? And then we're gonna get over it. Because my little girl had a nightmare. I should have at least taken her back to bed and cuddled with her. But instead I was like, here, Miss Kennedy, you take care of this. nonsense. That's not her responsibility. That's my responsibility. But I already did it. Does that look like a slingshot? Let me know. Let me know if this even looks like a slingshot. I think it does. I think it basically does. It's very lucky that it turned out so slingshotty. Oh gosh. What do you do? Probably the coolest thumbnail I've ever made. And now I've got it split. I've got it all split up. And what I should have just let it go. I should have just kept it streaming so you could see how good of a dad I am. And just showed off. Now I'm wiping sweat with an ink shirt. Probably have ink on my face from that. Ow. That's how anxious I am. I'm just like knocking cups around. What do you do? How do we make sure that I don't ever let that happen again? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's wipe this shit. Let's stop worrying about it. Okay, we got our towel. And now it's wet. And now we're putting soap on it. See guys, it's just a regular stream. Everything is the same. Nothing weird going on here. Nothing to worry about. Well, luckily I do have to finish this. So, I'm glad it's not like done now. And now I'm like turning it off. I would like turn it off again. Like I still have to go over this thing again. So I can at least have a reason to keep poking. Have a reason to start a new one. It does look like a slingshot. I'm going to stand by this one. Pray for me. Pray that I'm not in trouble with the old lady. Because there's a distinct possibility that this was the worst morning in the world for her because of what just happened. I don't know how she wants to deal with cuddling at night with a girl that wakes up from a nightmare. We never discussed that. We never discussed. Again, I should just deal with it, basically. Deal with the decision I made. And see what happens later. It's awkward. But this is us. Scratchers make mistakes all the time. I mean, have you not made a mistake? Are we just gonna pretend that you're going around and we're all going around being perfect all the time? I even made a vow that if I ever heard the door open behind me, I would turn this off real quick. And I failed on my vow. Maybe if I express enough discontent with myself, then I can show my wife. I can show her, see, look, I was disappointed in myself. You don't have to be mad at me. That's the best case scenario. Alright, let's poke this thing. Let's make it worth still being here. Whew. That was a doozy. That was a real doozy. Okay, I'm going to do the strings first this time. So that I have them and I don't have to poke around them. So I can poke around them easier. Now I'm bleeding. This is all bad. Everything is going wrong. Dancing in the moonlight. Well, have you ever shot a slingshot, Master Payne? That seems like something you might do. Or have you ever played Legend of Zelda, where you get to use a slingshot? I've gotten pretty good at using slingshots. I even broke a bottle at Grandma's house. I thought I was just gonna hit it because I was just using marbles as my ammo. And I was like, I'm not gonna break it, and then I shot it and it just shattered everywhere. And then I had to clean up broken glass in Grandma's yard. It's a whole thing. Thanks, Master Payne. I broke a Corona bottle in my grandma's yard, in my daughter's grandma's yard. My mom. With a slingshot. I just shot it with a glass marble. And it was a whole thing. It went everywhere. I didn't think it would break. I just thought I would hit it. I grew up in the country. I was raised up using them and shooting Red Riders. Yeah. Yeah, slingshots are legit. And they're not easy to aim. They have their whole own aiming scheme. And unless you're right up against something, you don't you don't just know where it's going to go. You can feel it and you can hope. You can hope for the best. But basically every time you shoot a slingshot, you got to pray. And then that's what really carries it through. But I did hit a bottle from, I don't know. It definitely wasn't. It was probably 25 feet. Broke a bottle. That's how I break bottles. That's how I pop bottles. That's what it is. Popping bottles with a slingshot. It's more fun. Trust me, it's more fun than when you pop bottles with the ladies. Not that I've ever done that. Too expensive. But if you pop a bottle with a lady with a slingshot, now you're talking. Now you're talking a good fun time. But this is a dope tattoo. I will admit, this is a great tattoo. Totally worth it. Totally worth the mistakes I've made leading up to this point. How do you just stop overthinking? I don't even know if that's possible. How do you control your emotions? I don't get it. I don't even think people do that. I think they just lie most of the time. I think most of the time, people just say that they're in control of their emotions, and then in their heads, they're just racing constantly. Because that's what I do. My mind is constantly racing, and I'm constantly worried about every single thing. But on the outside, I've got my straight face, and I just do stuff. And then, every once in a while, someone's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine." Are you okay? You just gotta turn it around back on them. If somebody notices that you're anxious, you just gotta turn it around back on them and be like, "You seem a little anxious, bud." That's what I assume everybody. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just the only anxious person in the world. I mean, I know I'm not, because everybody on the internet is constantly like, "I'm so anxious." But, I mean, are those real people? I feel like those are internet people. And then when you meet somebody in reality, they're just like, I'm cool. Everybody in real life is just so cool all the time. And then I'm always like, "Meh." And then they're like, what is wrong with this guy? And I'm like, I thought everybody was anxious. Didn't we agree on the internet that everybody had anxiety? But now we're all pretending that we're just cool all the time? That's not fun. Just trying to be honest out here. What up? Alex, thank goodness you made it back. I did a whole thing, a whole 50 minutes, about how you showed up last time and I turned it off, and then this time it happened too. There is some difference between emotions and feelings, or such like something with the something nice. That's a right way to kind of, we can't control emotion, but these deep feelings could be controlled. Huh. Emotions and feelings are different. I never even would have considered that. That's a weird way. That's a weird thing to say. Feelings can be controlled, but emotions can't. So your emotions are part of your state of just existence, and then your feelings are how they're expressed through like your stomach and your heart and your nerves and stuff. That's pretty deep. That's deeper than I mean, not for a guy with dreads. It sort of makes sense that you have a grasp on things like that. But I never even considered that there would be a difference between those two things. Because I know you can control your heart rate and stuff with breathing, and like you can control your thoughts a little bit. But the distinction between emotions and feelings, that's pretty big deal. That's a good learning experience right there. We could all take away a little something from that, I think. I'm jealous of people who when I tell them I'm anxious in real life, and they're like, what is wrong with you? No, I don't think you're wrong, Alex. I think you really are onto something. Because, like, emotions like anger or sadness or jealousy, like, you can't really, like, completely control those, but you can control the effect they have on you. Like, the jealousy doesn't go away. Like, if you feel jealous, it doesn't go away when you start breathing. But what does go away is, like, your heart racing, the negative thoughts. You can make the negative thoughts go away. I mean, it's all sort of wavy, and it all sort of comes in and out. But I think you really are onto something there. But yeah, excuse me for turning this off right when you got on. My daughter woke up, she comes in, tells me she has a nightmare, and then I'm just like, too bad, get in bed, I'm busy. But I didn't even just do that. I should have shown you guys my process for calming her down. Off screen, obviously, but you could hear it with the microphone. That would have been a nice way to handle it, as far as a streamer goes. Then you could be like, oh, this is a family man. Right? Anyways, I'm going to turn this off now. Pretty much. I mean, we'll see. Let's see how this wipe goes. I think I've about done one full stream now, worth, versus, but in two sections. Right? We'll do one more pass. We'll keep it going. Let's make sure this tattoo looks legit before we just give up. I mean, I've got some explaining to do to Mrs. Kennedy anyways. No matter what, I'm going to have to explain to her why I ambushed her with a child. But, you know, she is pregnant, so it's a full ambush anyways. She's got one inside and outside now. You're working now, Master Payne? Already going to work. Look at you go. Just taking big steps. Just making it happen. That's dope, dude. What are you going to go do if you're not already gone? Let me know what you're going to go take care of. Who you're going to go help. I'm so glad you were able to get back on here, Alex. I know that sounds a little gay, but it's like, I was really bugging that I turned it off right when you got here. I was like, what did I do? Okay, one more. Let's finish off about a little slingshot action. I think I pretty much did. You can use them to kill squirrels. I mean, that's a whole thing. I don't know. Maybe we won't even talk about slingshots anymore. Dude, I was literally doing the most ridiculous videos in the world, doing like first-person shooter slingshot videos, right? I would strap my phone to my face so I could see like what I could see in the video, so I could keep it all lined up so that it looked like, you know, like first person, but like not just fake first person where you just walk around with the camera in front. Handyman and Stanichi. Good for you, man. Do you know what job you're doing yet? Like what needs to be fixed, or are you just gonna go take care of whatever they need? And then I would like go around in the woods, like deep in the woods, because you don't want to be shooting a slingshot around people, because you don't know where that marble's gonna go. And then my wife would set up these balloons. We would tie balloons to trees outside, and she's terrified of balloons. She has a fear of balloons, and she came with me anyways. And we put them everywhere. We put like 20 balloons out there. We bought helium, the whole thing. And then I would walk around with a slingshot and try to shoot and pop balloons out in the woods on video. And then I made these videos where I pretended to be a streamer, like that I would go back through and watch it, but pretend to be playing the video game. It was completely ridiculous. And the whole time I thought it was like, this is a good video idea. But you know what I was really doing? Was testing her loyalty. And she passed. And that's why I put a baby in her. That's why we got that lady pregnant, is because she showed me that she would basically put up with anything for me. Is that she could walk around in the woods, blowing up balloons that she's afraid of, and then watch me videotape myself popping them with a slingshot, picking up saltwater taffy underneath the balloons as if they dropped loot. And it was a grand old time. And that was all the dates we ever had. We never even went on dates. We just did balloon popping videos with a slingshot. The whole time I was like, oh, this is pretty legit. These are pretty good videos, right? No, they weren't. They were completely ridiculous videos. But she was there for it. And that's why she's got my last name now. And she's got my baby now. And we're doing it for life. She proved it. Because, you know, when you're a Sigma male like me, you got to make sure you got a girl who, you know, can handle it. And she can handle it. That's what I found out. Doing hanging pictures and moving stuff. Dude, that's like literally that's what people need help with for some reason. You never even it's hard to note it to see it sometimes because it's so easy as a man to just do simple tasks like that. But a lot of people can't move things and can't hang up pictures. And they'll pay you to do it. And then you're like, "Wait, this is how I can help?" You need help. You need so much help with this that you're going to pay me to hang up pictures? Yeah. That's a worthy skill. That's a legitimate skill that people just can't do. People just can't do it by themselves. And moving stuff, yeah, you're strong. You're a man. You especially a tall man, you got leverage. You can move things easier than a lot of people. And they will give you money to do it. That's great. Good for you, dude. You're just moving right along. Hey, take pictures or take videos. Don't be embarrassed to actually set up your camera and literally videotape yourself doing that. And then, or take pictures of you doing it. Like, take pictures of your work. Don't be embarrassed. Because then you can put those on your internet and show people out there what you can do. It's nothing little. Keep track of everything you do because people want to see your work log. They want to see that you've done this a lot, and the only way to prove it is with evidence. So don't be like, what am I doing taking a picture or taking a video of myself working? Do it. Just set up your phone. Nobody's going to think it's weird. They're going to be like, look at this guy. This is actually quite professional. Seriously. I've done a lot of work that I never recorded the evidence of. And then afterwards I was like, how can I prove that I just did that to the next person who needs my help? It's the only way. Maybe I'll post the slingshot videos. Maybe I'll put those up on Scratcher's post so you guys can see just how ridiculous. I mean, never mind. There isn't any evidence of it on YouTube. I think I pulled it all down. Yeah, maybe I'll share those because they're pretty silly. That is some silly shit. Anyways, let's finish up this slingshot. And then I'm going to get out of here. This was fun. This was a good one. Even though I'm going to be in trouble for it. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad I followed through. Somewhat. A little bit of follow through. I don't have the most follow through. But I got a little bit. I got enough to get my lady pregnant. That's some follow through. I don't have enough follow through to keep streaming while I send my daughter to the bedroom. That would be next level follow through. And we'll get there. Well, first I have to ask if I'm allowed to. As soon as I'm done poking this, I gotta go ask my wife if I'm allowed to do what I just did. Because who knows? It's really up to her. She lets me do this. Thank God. If she wanted to tell me, you can't stream anymore, I would have to listen. That's the messed up part about this whole thing. It's not up to me. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky that I have a girl who lets me do what I want to do. Now that may sound pathetic. It's because it is. But this is the situation I'm in now. And we just have to deal with it. Okay? That's why you don't pick a woman who won't let you do what you want to do. Because if she doesn't, you're out of luck. Now you can't. Okay, that's poked. I'm going to wipe it. Now I'm actually going to get out of here. Lots of love. Right? Seriously. Big thanks Tell Jason I'm sorry. This one's not technically finished, but it's finished enough. I don't want to keep poking right now. I gotta go tend to my responsibilities. Okay? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.